Debt, debt, debt. It is everywhere around us. What's the definition of it? Something owed or due. There's so many things. We got rent, insurance, student loans, Wi-Fi, your phone bill, medical debt, water. Anytime you owe anybody or any company or anything money, you're going to consider it debt. But take a look at these facts. This is the average amount of debt owed in these categories from these generations. So looking at the charts in the graph, you can see Gen Z through Millennials, Gen X, and the Boomers. This is the average amount of debt that each person in these generations owes. Obviously, your mortgage is going to be your biggest one. Credit cards and total non-mortgage. Total non-mortgage is going to be things like personal loans, car loans, things like that. But either way, this is a large sum of money. It's a lot of debt to be owed. But even though I would say most of us are going to be in one of these categories, I have three strategies for you to try to get rid of some of this debt. If not, hopefully, all of it. The first one is the debt snowball. Now, the debt snowball is where you pay down the highest interest rate debt first. So if you're looking at these snowballs on the right here, you got a big one. This has 10% interest. That's a lot of interest that you're paying on that debt. Then you have a smaller one, a little tiny snowball, that's 3%. So looking at the chart, if you have $10,000 of debt in any of these categories, I took the average interest rates for these categories. That's how much money you're going to owe in interest per month. So if we have $10,000 left on our mortgage, which would actually be really nice, at 3%, the average for 2020 to 2021, then you're going to owe only $25 in interest. Now, if you have a credit card with $10,000 in debt, and that's at 20%, you're actually going to be paying about $167 in interest per month, just on that debt alone. So, as you can see, at a flat $10,000, as your interest rate increases, your interest per month goes up drastically. So with the debt snowball, what you're going to do is you're going to work to pay off the highest interest rate debt first because you're paying the most interest on it. So the sooner you can pay off that entire debt, then the next one down, that personal loan at 14%, you're going to be able to pay it off quicker because it's accumulated less interest while you're making the minimal payments in the meantime. Once you pay off the personal loan, you move up to the student loans. Those have accumulated the third or second least amount of interest while you were paying the bare minimum. And then you're going to be able to smash through the student loans and smash through that mortgage. You don't want to go in reverse order because if you're paying the bare minimum on that $10,000 at 20% interest rate, then that interest is going to build so much faster. You absolutely do not want to pay off something that's at a 3% interest rate before you pay off something that's at a 20% interest rate. So the next strategy is going to be debt consolidation. So debt consolidation is taking all of your debt and combining it into a single loan at a lower interest rate. So I got these little pictures here on the left. We got all these debts: credit cards, bills, loans, mortgages, all this and all that. Now you're going to take all of it, and the goal is to put it into one single loan. So looking at our chart on the right here, we got a student loan of $15,000 at 6.5%. You're going to pay $81 in interest per month. You have a personal loan at $25,000 at a 14% interest rate, where you're going to pay $300 a month. And then you have credit cards with the highest interest rate at $12,000 at 20%, which will give you about $200 of interest per month you have to pay off. So if you were going to use the snowball method, you're going to hammer down and overpay on that credit card to pay it off first, then move to the personal loan to pay it off, then to the student loan. But if you go to the debt consolidation route, your goal is to try to get a loan that combines all of these debts together into one loan, and you're going to try to do it so that your interest rate is lower than 13.22%. Because when you math all this out, 13.22% interest is your average across all of these. So if you can combine all of these loans or debt into one, and you can get lower than a 13.22% interest rate, then you are going to be saving yourself money and interest every single month. Now the third and final one we're going to briefly talk about is using a credit card transfer offer. So I've talked about credit cards and cashback credit cards in another video. I'll put in a link in the front. This is actually one of the ones I talk about. And this is not the only one, but there's a lot of credit cards that you get a 0% intro transfer offer. And that's for 15 billing cycles. So that's 1 year and 3 months where you can transfer debt into this credit card and you'll get 0% interest. So if you have, let's say, $5,000 in debt, this might be a very good route for you because that $5,000 will have no interest on it. You're gonna be able to smash it out really, really quick. So I would recommend this one if you're under the $5,000 in debt. Now, if you never have money left over, so you can't really overpay on any of your debt, I would recommend taking a look at this video that I put out earlier. It's budgeting basics. It's a quick 7-minute video about briefly how to budget your money, how to get rid of things that you don't need to be paying for, and how to increase your income a little bit. So go take a look at that video if you feel like at the end of every month you just don't have any money that you can put into things to pay off things. So in summary, just don't get any more debt. The first thing you got to do is get rid of your debt. Use one of these 3 strategies. Chisel away at that debt slowly and surely, because once you get out of debt, it's like freedom. When you don't owe anybody any money, then you can start saving money and investing money, and then you get to enjoy the benefit of compound interest. And the sooner you can start saving, investing, and enjoying compound interest, the more wealthy you will be in the future. I do have a video on compound interest as well, so please feel free to go and check it out. Other than that, I hope you have a great day.